Okay, and at the end of the day, vow renewals serve one purpose for celebrities: to get them right at the front of the news agenda. So whilst many may miss this little nugget that Meghan dropped, I actually believe this is her yet again proving she can behave exactly as she wants to, because there are never any repercussions. So she could go to Malibu, do a vow renewal on the beach, sell the pictures, exploit everything, earn a commission on the outfits. You would never ever see any other member of the royal family doing this, even non-working royals, because this is the kind of thing you would see from Kim Kardashian. Meghan is desperate to emulate these big celebrities, but she lacks the know-how. She throws everything against the wall and hopes something is going to stick.
She used a disabled child's joyful moment at a memorial site, no less, to quietly seed her next money-making scheme, and not a single person in her inner circle stopped her. That moment in Australia wasn't spontaneous. It was engineered. While the cameras rolled, while the world watched what looked like a warm, charitable interaction, Meghan Markle was planting a breadcrumb, a public hint about renewing her vows to Prince Harry. Timed, calculated.
So Meghan Markle is plotting to renew her vows to Prince Harry. This is something which is going to be viewed as both a put down on the British royal family, because it's like, oh, we didn't give you enough. We didn't give you enough. We didn't give you the wedding that you wanted. We want something more personal. But this is also about money, serious money. And Lauren the Insider is blowing the whistle on this. But before we get to what she has had to say, let me just remind you how Meghan dropped this hint during her social media video with the two lovely Down syndrome lads in Australia. This was planned.
Oh, I see what's coming.
You're coming.
I see that. That's going to be for my husband. I just have a feeling.
No.
I just have a feeling. I just know.
Harry? No. Jesus.
Yes, for the love of my life.
Yes.
Yeah, we might renew our vows with him wearing these.
Yes.
Thank you. This is very meaningful.
See, I love it.
And tied directly to a revenue strategy that an industry insider is now calling out by name. And here's the part that should make you stop scrolling. The woman who once stood on the steps of Windsor Castle in a $50,000 Givenchy gown, watched by nearly 2 billion people, is now operating on affiliate links and D-list PR moves. That's not a fall from grace. That's a controlled demolition. And the question everyone in her orbit is quietly asking is, who's really pulling the strings? Because it isn't working, and they all know it. Let's go back to the beginning, because to understand where Meghan Markle is today, you have to understand what she gave up and what she thought she was walking toward. When Meghan left the royal family alongside Harry in early 2020, the world was told this was about freedom, about mental health, about escaping an institution that had failed them. The public narrative was polished, sympathetic, and expertly managed. They had a narrative, they had Netflix, they had Spotify, they had Oprah. On paper, the Sussex brand looked like the most powerful personal media empire in the world. But insiders saw something different. Behind the glossy rollouts and the magazine covers, the deals were quietly dying. Spotify ended. The Archewell production slate stalled. The docuseries came and went. The memoir, Spare, exploded. Briefly. And then became radioactive. And somewhere along the way, the image of a powerful, values-driven royal couple began to curdle into something else entirely. Something that a former top British celebrity PR, Lauren, who has walked inside this world for years, is now putting a name to. And what she's describing isn't just a brand in crisis, it's a brand that never understood what it was trying to be. Here is what Lauren says about the vow renewal plan. And stay with this, because this is where it gets specific. Vow renewals, she explains, serve one purpose in the celebrity ecosystem: to get a public figure back at the front of the news agenda. You go to Malibu, you hire a photographer, you sell the pictures. You wear designer clothes and you monetize every single piece of clothing you're standing in. You earn a commission on the outfits. You control the narrative for a news cycle, maybe 2. And none of it, would ever come from a working royal. It would barely come from a non-working royal. This is the territory of the Kardashians. And Lauren is direct about what that signals. Meghan is desperate to enter that mold.
Royal YouTube sensation P. Diner with me now. I mean, absolutely. To me, this is her most desperate move yet. It's something that real D-listers do when either they need a magazine deal or they need attention desperately. But of course, for her, this also has that added role of being a wonderful little dig, in her view, to the British royal family, because you know, P. Diner, she just hated her wedding, didn't she? It was just so goddamn awful.
Yeah. Meghan is...
But she lacks the infrastructure, the self-awareness, and the industry relationships to actually pull it off. So instead, she throws everything at the wall. The Australia trip is Exhibit A. While visiting a mourning site, a place of mourning and tragedy, Meghan's team arranged for her to wear affiliate-linked clothing. She was earning commissions from her own charitable appearance. The outfit credits weren't an afterthought. They were the point.
The old affiliate link. So Meghan Markle is earning money from, the clothes she's wearing.
And so what's interesting, P. Diner, is that, again, this is another D-list move at a time when sources close to Meghan are trying to tell us, oh no, she's got A-list support. All of these big Hollywood names are loving her. Well, okay, why is everything so D-list? Like affiliate links, like vow renewals. It really does show you that she's now operating in a totally different sphere compared to the British royal family. But I guess it's weirdly, P. Diner, a sphere that she's more comfortable dealing with, because this is very much like what a D-list sort of Suits cable drama actress who no one really knows, who's never been nominated for any big awards. These are the sorts of ploys that they use. So maybe she's actually just returning to type.
Lauren calls this revolting. She compares it directly to the Princess of Wales, who was recently granted the authority to offer royal seals of approval to fashion brands, a genuine, culturally significant, economically impactful endorsement that Kate exercises with restraint and intention. Meghan, by contrast, was monetizing grief tourism.
Meghan Markle monetizing her outfits is a huge problem. We've recently seen Catherine, Princess of Wales, be given the authority to give brands that she likes the royal seal of approval, basically, the royal stamp of approval. And this is a game changer for the economy and for fashion houses. But Catherine, Princess of Wales, is elegant, classy, loves high street and designer, and I believe she's a real asset to the fashion industry. Meghan Markle is out there at a massacre site trying to earn money. It's absolutely revolting. And so here we see Meghan Markle's greed absolutely taking over. She cannot bear to not earn money. But let me give you an insider exclusive. This is something you will see D-list celebrities do a lot.
But here's the open loop you need to hold on to as this story unfolds. The vow renewal plan isn't just about image. There is a second purpose being discussed behind closed doors, and it involves Harry. Multiple commentators close to the Sussex orbit are now suggesting something that tabloids have been dancing around for months. The marriage itself may be in far more trouble than anyone publicly admits. The vow renewal isn't a celebration, it's a lifeline, thrown not just to a drowning brand.
Yeah. Meghan is trying to get herself back into the headlines in a positive way because everyone loves a wedding, and she wants to show that she's still in love, or her husband is still in love with her. Meghan does things like this because she has this nefarious behavior about her, and so it's not really about the love and the recommitment to a man that she loves. It's about getting into the headlines. It's about, taking a dig at the royal family, trying to show that her husband loves her. Meghan is not fooling anybody. The way she plots and plans things, we know that it's going to be something where she's going to invite certain people that she can say she's still associated with, to really stay above the water with all the failures that she has had. So I would be, surprised if Harry commits to doing it, because he would know what this would mean. Like, this is more attention. And then what about the children? You're going to have to show the children. They're going to have to be the flower girl and the ring bitch.
But potentially to a drowning relationship. Royal correspondent Pete Dina, someone who has tracked the Sussexes closely for years, says something that should not be dismissed lightly. The majority of celebrity vow renewals end in divorce, not as a coincidence, as a pattern. The renewal doesn't save the marriage. It announces the beginning of the end with a photo shoot.
That the majority of, and I talked about this on my channel, the majority of wedding vow renewals of celebrities have ended in divorce. So this shows that this marriage is falling completely apart. This is a last-ditch effort to get more eyeballs on her for her career and to possibly, I guess, save this marriage because Harry, I think, is completely done with her. And she has a lot of reasons behind wanting to do something like this. It's not authentic, we know, but it's going to open up problems for Harry that I just can't imagine that he would agree to, Dan. I don't see Harry participating in something like this, and she would need him.
And there is a second problem Meghan has not solved: Harry himself. People close to the situation say Harry would immediately understand what a vow renewal means. It means cameras. It means the children, Archie and Lilibet, would be pulled into the spotlight again, becoming props in a story Meghan is writing for her own career. It means losing whatever remains of the private life justification that Harry has used to explain every decision he's made since stepping back. Sources are saying Harry is reluctant, that he knows what this is really about.
This is a last-ditch effort to get more eyeballs on her for her career and to possibly, I guess, save this marriage because Harry, I think, is completely done with her. And she has a lot of reasons behind wanting to do something like this. It's not authentic, we know, but it's going to open up problems for Harry that I just can't imagine that he would agree to, Dan. I don't see Harry participating in something like this, and she would need him, obviously, right? So it's not a good idea, I don't think.
And that the gap between what Meghan wants and what Harry is willing to give is growing, not shrinking. Now we get to the financial picture, because this is the layer that the mainstream coverage keeps missing. Meghan's hustle right now is not A-list. The affiliate links, the vow renewal pitch, the reported possibility of a return to Suits. Yes, Suits, the cable drama she left behind when she married into the British royal family. These are all moves made by someone whose options have narrowed dramatically. The Hollywood names who were photographed at her American Riviera Orchard launch, they haven't shown up in any meaningful commercial or professional capacity since. The brand launched, got some press, and then went quiet. Lauren's conclusion is stark. The big Hollywood names may orbit the Sussex world socially, but none of them are converting that proximity into real deals. No major studio partnerships, no co-production credits, no A-list collaborative projects. The Archewell slate continues to struggle. And what does Meghan do in a vacuum? She defaults. She goes back to the moves she knows: cable TV tactics, affiliate marketing, curated access journalism. These aren't new tools she's picked up in her post-royal life. These are the tools she had before Harry. She is, by the accounts of multiple industry observers, operating at the same level she was at in 2016.
Well, the whole fact that she left the royal family says that she was going back to D-list. You know, who leaves the royal family? Meghan is doing what she has to do because that's the only option available to her in Hollywood. She doesn't have A-lister support. She doesn't have people who are at high level wanting to partner with her or to, show their support for anything that Meghan does. So of course she's going to do these things because she has no choice. This woman is at a level now where she's trying to stay alive in terms of her career, her failing career. And there are reports coming out today that the woman is going to go now do Suits. Okay, she's going to do whatever she has to do. She's desperate. Okay, she's not getting the support of the people that she needs to appear royal-like. Her royalty option failed long ago, and now she has to do what she has to do to make money, because in her mind, in her head, who she really truly is a D-list. Okay, she's never been at an A-list. She thought leaving the royal family was going to propel her to A-list. No, all it did was confirm that you are a D-list. You will continue to be a D-list and you'll never get to a higher level because your mindset is at the D-list level. Because going back on Suits is going back to what you were doing before you met Harry. You know the game is up. She knows it, okay?
Before any of this happened, the fall isn't a mystery. It isn't even particularly dramatic. It's a return. What makes it extraordinary is the scale of what was discarded to get here. The titles, the working status, the institutional protection, the global platform that came with being part of the most famous family on Earth. All of it traded in for affiliate links and beach vow renewals that haven't even been confirmed. And none of this is happening in a vacuum. The week that Meghan's Australia monetization story broke, Harry was simultaneously reigniting his campaign for state-funded security in the United Kingdom.
This week, obviously, we had the situation with Andrew. But what is more interesting, I think, is that this was immediately used by Prince Harry as an opportunity to campaign for more security, more state-funded security for him. Now, I usually agree with Tom Sykes of the Royalist P. Diner, but I don't agree with this, but I think it's fair that we lay out both sides and we can talk it through. So, Tom Sykes is arguing that the government, and he's talking about the UK government, of course, refusal to protect Harry is now indefensible. And he says the establishment needs to stop playing politics with his life. Now, look, I know Tom Sykes, and I know a lot of people say Tom Sykes is in bed with Harry and Meghan. He's not. He is an independent journalist. He deals with both sides, okay? So I believe this is a genuinely held view. And even though it's one I disagree with, I don't believe that he is in some way.
The timing is not coincidental. Separately, it has emerged that for the 30th anniversary of Princess Diana's death, 5 full hours of secret recordings, Diana's own voice in her own words from her sessions with Andrew Morton, are set to be released as part of a new series called Diana, the Unheard Truth. Harry has not commented on whether he will be involved. He hasn't needed to, because the contrast writes itself. Diana's raw, unfiltered, authentic voice, recorded in secret, released decades later.
For the 30th anniversary of her death, a new series is being made. This is called Diana, the Unheard Truth, and it is going to be based on all 5 hours of the secret recordings. Now, how do you feel about this? Because I sort of feel we do need to hear these, you know. Like, it is history. It is history. And I know that a lot of people disagree with me on this, P. Diner, but I even feel, look, I am so sympathetic when it comes to Prince William and the BBC, right? I call it the British Bashing Corporation. What they did to him over the dodgy Panorama interview was despicable, right? But I really don't like the fact that now you can't listen to it, you can't play it, you can't hear it, because okay, it's very important that we know the context of how the interview happened, but it's part of history. That was her voice. We need to hear her voice. And I sort of feel the same thing about the tapes, but I do
carrying the weight of everything she endured. And on the other side, a couple using a disabled child's joy as a backdrop to plant a vow renewal story tied to outfit commissions. That contrast is sitting in the public's mind right now, and no PR team has figured out how to neutralize it. The security battle is ongoing.
But the thing is, P. Diner, and I want you to, I don't know what you think about this, you go for it. But in my view, the key problem is a country that cannot protect its own royal family. Harry is not a member of the royal family to all intents and purposes. And it was made abundantly clear to him, P. Diner, that if he went through with the Sandringham agreement, which he did, he would lose that status. He would effectively become a private citizen. And I just stress again, no one talks about this in regards to any other high-profile American figures who attend the United Kingdom for a visit. No one talks about it when it comes to Jeff Bezos or Tim Cook or Elon Musk, who says that he doesn't feel safe here. Now, okay, they are foreigners, but also no one says it if Sir Richard Branson does something really controversial and comes to the United Kingdom. Security is judged on a case-by-case basis. And I note when there was a serious terror threat to Taylor Swift and the authorities didn't want her concert cancelled in London, she received this big security.
The vow renewal has not happened.
Forever. And I think he's paranoid because of what he wrote in Spare. So Harry is just in the position now. You have made your bed. This is what you knew would happen. Okay? Be a man, own it, and just get on with your life. Put in the 30-day notice when you want to come visit to get the security that you want, and just live with it. This is a child. This is a man who doesn't want to adhere to what he knew what was going to happen. And I'm sorry, if something were to happen to Harry, he will have some protection at the end of the day. So I don't think that should even be an issue. But what the real issue is this man, this man-child wanting to get more than he is able to get, considering he's no longer a part of the establishment. Live with that and just get on with it. He is such a spoiled child, this Harry. He's not used to having consequences to his behavior, his action. We have to remember, Harry is the one that put himself in this position. It's not the royal family's fault. Okay.
The Suits' return has not been confirmed. The brand is not dead, but it is diminished in ways that no single announcement can reverse. The insider accounts are growing, the leaks are getting more specific, and somewhere in a house in Montecito, a plan is being revised again. So here is the question the comment section will not stop asking. If you gave someone every tool, every platform, every global spotlight that a royal marriage could possibly provide, and they still ended up here, was it ever about anything more than access to the machine? Subscribe to Snap Craze Hub, because this story isn't over, and the next chapter is going to be even more revealing.